This is a big night in the history of the country. According to the exit polls, the Conservatives won, but it's not set yet. I'm in Hackney right now, in Shoreditch, in the heart of London. Let's find out what people think.
Happy that Jeremy Corbyn's not in government. Full stop.
I'm devastated. I'm basically devastated that the Tories have won.
This is gonna be a disaster.
Look, it seems that it's another Conservative victory. I voted Labour, being a northerner.
I don't like Boris, but I want Tory there.
Just hate Corbyn.
Why?
Just not the type of person we need in government. He'd take this country back to the Stone Ages.
I can't believe anyone would vote Tory.
As an English person who lives and works in Europe, in Germany specifically, it's a bit of an unforeseen future.
I just find it very difficult to accept everything that's happened.
This country is going to hell.
I'm an Englishman, born and raised Londoner. Straight fact, in the camera.
Yeah.
Boris.
It's a hopeless future. It's an inhumane future.
I'm not part of the UK.
Is he immigrant?
I'm an immigrant. I don't get a vote, but this is gonna be a disaster.
Boris Johnson will remain as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom as the Conservatives have won the 2019 general election. The country has witnessed the biggest Conservative majority since 1987, with the party winning at least 364 seats. Jo Swinson lost her East Dunbartonshire seat to the Scottish National Party and has stepped down as leader of the Liberal Democrats. Jeremy Corbyn has also announced that he will lead the Labour Party through a period of reflection, but will not lead the party into another general election campaign. It is the worst result for the Labour Party since 1935. In the borough of Tower Hamlets, Labour held both of their seats. Afsana Begum, who was elected for Poplar and Limehouse, along with Rushnara Ali for Bethnal Green and Bow, both increased their majorities. In her speech, Begum expressed how proud she is of Labour and Jeremy Corbyn's leadership.
If we had a more pluralistic system, would we end up with a situation where we have a Conservative majority today? I don't think so. I think that the Lib Dems would have done a lot better. I feel like the Green Party also would have done a lot better. I think the Conservatives and the Labour Party would have been strangled in that situation, because I don't think people do want to vote for a hard left Labour Party or a populist Conservative Party, but because of our first past the post system, people vote for the Tories to keep Corbyn out, or people vote for the Labour Party to keep Boris out, and so we have this situation where people have been faced with a pitiful choice.
The constituency of Poplar and Limehouse. I do hereby declare that Rushnara Ali is duly elected.
Representing the place I grew up in is the proudest achievement of my life. I'm humbled by the support of all those who voted for me. We have so much to be proud of here in the East End of London. Our shared history, our heritage, our diversity, our dynamism, our sense of community.
We managed to see a moderate increase in our vote share. We are always in challenging circumstances in elections like these under first past the post. It's one of the reasons why we are, as a party, so committed to reform of our electoral system so that it genuinely reflects the votes cast and the will of the electorate. But I am pleased with the way in which my local party has acquitted itself here in Tower Hamlets.
And I do hereby declare that Afsana Begum is duly elected.
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the constituents of Poplar and Limehouse for the faith that they have placed in me and my party tonight. I do not underestimate the privilege they have given me and intend to return their faith by working hard to serve all communities within the constituency.
For the many. For the many. For the many, not for the few. What is your reaction?
I wanted to just, talk about the fact that obviously I'm really, really happy and proud to be representing Poplar and Limehouse. I want to thank all my supporters, everyone that's campaigned, members, our CLP, our amazing campaigners, everyone that's here today has worked so hard.
All three of Lewisham's constituencies have announced the predicted Labour winners. The count culminated in a rousing speech from Vicky Foxcroft, who was elected to represent Lewisham Deptford, following victories of her fellow Labour candidates Jeanette Davey in Lewisham East and Ellie Reeves in Lewisham West and Penge.
The independent unionist, well, this has been taken by the electorate.
12 Vicky, Labour Party, 39,216. I hereby declare that Vicky Foxcroft has duly been elected as the Member of Parliament for the Lewisham Deptford.
I will not let you down as your MP. I will stand up for you all of the time. I know we probably have a Tory government again, and I know it's going to be tough. But you know what? In Lewisham Deptford, in Lewisham, we are not scared. We stand up for what we know is important. We stood up and we fought to protect our hospital in the past. And we know we are going to have so many fights and battles in the future. We know our council has had such a strain in terms of the cuts, but we will stand up for our local community and we will not let you decimate it. And I swear by this, and I know that all of us in here, all of our volunteers, all of our party activists, all of our community will not let this happen to us.
I'm proud that I've been elected again as a Labour MP for Lewisham Deptford. Our community knows how desperately they need a Labour government to be in power, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that the best happens to Lewisham Deptford.
Labour also held their seats in Croydon Central and Croydon North, whereas the Conservative candidate Chris Philp held his seat in Croydon South. In his victory speech, he said, "I may disagree with the other candidates, but I appreciate the passion, sincerity and conviction of their beliefs. One policy we can all agree on is no more December elections."
declare that Sarah Ann Jones is duly elected.
Tonight is a strong, incredible result here in Croydon Central, but it's also a very devastating night for Labour and for all the people who desperately needed a Labour government. The brilliant Labour MPs that we've lost and the brilliant Labour activists who've worked so hard and not managed to deliver the results. But now is not the right time to preach about why we lost. That will, we need to listen to people and think about that very hard. But what I know is how we won in Croydon. And here in Croydon, we not only brought together parts of the party, we brought together the whole community, which is diverse. And is a reflection in many ways of the country as a whole. We are Leavers, we are Remainers, we are ethnically diverse, we are rich, we are poor, we are young, we are old.
Today we're seeing again another very clear mandate to our politicians in Westminster that the country wants us to leave the institutions of the EU. I don't think that's a failed effort at all when we wouldn't be here but for the Brexit Party.
I think we've had, a great result here in Croydon, but a devastating night across the country so far. I think it would be wrong tonight to be preaching about this, that and the other that went wrong. Clearly something did go wrong and the British people didn't put their faith in us. And when we had a manifesto that offered so much, we need to understand why they didn't want to put their faith in us this time round. What we have to do is ask ourselves why the British people didn't put their faith in us, and that's a listening exercise, and we need to work out what we do about that and what that means for how we are led and how we act and what we do going forward.
Labour also held their seats in Croydon Central and Croydon North, whereas the Conservative candidate, Chris Philp, held his seat in Croydon South. In his victory speech, he said, "I may disagree with the other candidates, but I appreciate the passion, sincerity and conviction of their beliefs. One policy we can all agree on is no more December elections."
Hackney split into two constituencies, Hackney North, Stoke Newington, Hackney South and Shoreditch. Both are currently held by Labour. Every candidate running in both constituencies of Hackney has declared why Hackney should vote for them. We are right now here in Hackney where the votes are being counted and the result will soon be revealed.
Second, Mark Roberts, Conservative Party, 5,899. Hillier, Meg, Labour and Cooperative Party, 39,800.
I want to thank the people of Hackney, who yet again have humbled me with the faith that they have placed in me.
I'd like to thank the returning officer and the team at the count, as well as all of those who helped in the polling stations, and of course the police for maintaining good order. But I also want to thank very much the very many activists in the Labour Party and the co-op parties from Hackney and beyond who came to help in Hackney South and Shoreditch.
I think we need to have a big round of applause for all the council workers that have spent the time to work all through the night tonight.
Despite the Labour hold in the ELL boroughs, Boris Johnson is set for 5 years of majority rule. He has spoken with the Queen at Buckingham Palace this morning and was invited to form a government. Clodagh Griffin, East London Lions, New Cross.